Hi, let me talk about something that's happening just now in the markets. See some of these IPOs coming out, and I was looking at the applications from the mutual funds for some of these IPOs, for let's say for a particular IPO. Now, the interesting thing I found was that many of these fund houses are applying under their very different schemes for the same IPO. I'll give you an example. I saw a fund house which is applying under the large cap scheme, under the mid cap scheme, under the small cap scheme, under the tax saver scheme. Another fund house which is applying both against its retirement scheme as well as its value schemes. And I saw the same thing happening in the 2021 IPO boom, when even value funds were applying for the so-called new age tech companies, which might fit into the criteria for a different sort of fund, but definitely could not fit the criteria as you and I would understand for a value fund. And this is not just confined to IPOs. I have seen fund houses where no matter what the label for the scheme, almost all schemes have identical holdings. I have seen green energy and ESG funds holding coal and oil stocks. So this is, a further indication that most fund houses bring out new fund offerings or thematic funds just to gather assets, because it is easy to gather under different heads, and most of the investors don't really look into what they are buying. They just assume that the label of the fund is a good description of what they actually hold, or in this case what they are applying for in the IPOs. But that is not always the case. In general, I would say that we're very, very careful investing in thematic funds. There are other reasons also why you should be careful about investing in thematic funds, which I've talked about in the past. I'll give a link to that as well. So let me know what you think of this, because this seems like a glaring anomaly to me.